Greetings, everyone. This is Long Nu. Welcome to Spiritual Science. Today I'm going to be speaking about the different types of beings and who they worship. Not everyone in this world is worshiping the same God or the same beings, and it makes a difference on their destination of where you go after this life. Now, I want to also speak about the one world religion that is completely ruling this world. There is one religion worldwide that those at the top of this world who have the most control over this world are practicing and they are worshiping and practicing in this religion. So this religion is the one that's at the top, that's dominating the world. And this religion is disguised in secrecy by a secret society. There's a very large secret society group, international, that is camouflaging this religion that you could say the elite occult are practicing. So it goes behind the scenes of everything, and no one can detect it because it's in disguise. So what is the secret society in which is hiding this secret religion? The secret society is Freemasonry. International Freemasonry is a secret society group. And within this, it's hidden of what they are really worshiping. And so their hidden religion is actually one in which not even all members of the secret society know that this is the camouflage of what they're worshiping, because members, the 33rd degree members are mostly the ones who really know what's going on, and the lower rankings of the group don't even really know what's going on. So mostly a lot of Freemasons will defend Freemasonry, saying it's an innocent group, it doesn't do anything wrong, they're they are like a charitable group for hospitals and all these charities or whatnot. This is the farthest from the truth. So the real religion behind Freemasonry is Luciferianism. Lucifer, the worship of Lucifer. Lucifer, who is also known as Satan or the devil. This is who they are really worshiping. And this is the ruling force over everything in this world and all world religions. Luciferianism has basically taken over big time religions such as Catholicism, the Vatican Church, the Vatican, Mormonism, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has been corrupted by this. Different Christianity churches have been corrupted by this. Mostly all religions, even Islam at the top, at the very top, they are worshiping Lucifer. So this is not to say that just like average people, in their religion, they don't know about this. There's many innocent followers of these religions who are, really believing in the practices and beliefs of the religion that they think are good. And so I'm not saying that all people of the world in these religions know that their religion is, or that at the top of the religion, those who are controlling it are worshiping the devil. They don't know that. All right, so I can't go too in depth on that topic, but what I'm going to do is talk about the different types of people in this world and who they're worshiping. Alright, so here goes. Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods. Those in the mode of passion worship the demons. And those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits. In this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead describes different kinds of worshippers according to their external activities. According to scriptural injunction, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipable, but those who are not very conversant with or faithful to the scriptural injunctions worship different objects. According to their specific situations in the modes of material nature, those who are situated in goodness generally worship the demigods. The demigods include Brahma, Shiva, and others such as Indra, Chandra, and the sun god. There are various demigods. Those in goodness worship a particular demigod for a particular purpose. Similarly, those who are in the mode of passion worship the demons. We recall that during the Second World War, a man in Calcutta worshipped Hitler because thanks to that war he had amassed a large amount of wealth by dealing in the black market. Similarly, those in the modes of passion and ignorance generally select a powerful man to be God. They think that anyone can be worshipped as God, and that the same results will be obtained. Now, it is clearly described here that those who are in the mode of passion worship and create such gods, and those who are in the mode of ignorance, in darkness, worship dead spirits. Sometimes people worship at the tomb of some dead man. Sexual service is also considered to be in the mode of darkness. Similarly, in remote villages in India, there are worshippers of ghosts. We have seen that in India, the lower class people sometimes go to the forest, and if they have knowledge that a ghost lives in a tree, they worship that tree and offer sacrifices. These different kinds of worship are not actually God worship. God worship is for persons who are transcendently situated in pure goodness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudev Shabditam. When a man is situated in pure goodness, he worships Vasudev. The purport is that those who are completely purified of the material modes of nature and who are transcendently situated can worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonalists are supposed to be situated in the mode of goodness, and they worship 5 kinds of demigods. They worship the impersonal Vishnu or Vishnu form in the material world, which is known as philosophized Vishnu. Vishnu is the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the impersonalists, because they do not ultimately believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, imagine that the Vishnu form is just another aspect of the impersonal Brahman. Similarly, they imagine that Lord Brahma is the impersonal form in the material mode of passion. Thus, they sometimes describe 5 kinds of gods that are worshipable, but because they think that the actual truth is impersonal Brahman, they dispose of all worshipable objects at the ultimate end. In conclusion, the different qualities of the material modes of nature can be purified through association with persons who are of a transcendental nature. So in this verse, it's talking about how people in their different modes, people in the different modes of nature. So if someone is in the mode of goodness, then they're going to be worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or they're going to be worshiping the different demigods. And thus by worshiping different demigods, they're going to be obtaining higher births in the heavenly planets of those demigods. When one worships God directly, then you go back home, back to Godhead. And then if someone's in the mode of passion, then they're going to be worshiping the demons. What is one of those demons? Satan. So these Satan worshippers, they are in the modes of passion, and we could say even ignorance. Because not only are they worshiping the demons, they're also worshiping the ghosts and spirits. And the dead spirits and the ghosts when they're in the mode of darkness like this. And another thing, it talked about how those people in India, some of them would go to the forest where someone there would be that's it, in the mode of ignorance, in the mode of darkness, they worship the dead spirits. And so they'll go to the tomb of the dead people and worship, or they'll go to worship where there's ghosts living in trees, and they'll worship that tree and offer sacrifices. So, and we know that it is some kind of practice in Mormonism where they worship the dead. They worship dead and ancestors. So this is not in the mode of goodness. This is where your next life will be with your ancestors. It's not going to be a higher birth. So these are different kinds of worship, and they're not actually God worship. That's not God worship. Worshipping ancestors and ghosts, that's not God worship. Neither is worshipping demons God worship. But it is their God, and they believe so. So as I was mentioning, this secret worldwide religion they're practicing. So who are they worshiping? They are worshiping a demon. They're worshiping demons, and they do sacrifices for those demons. And that involves, I don't really want to say here, but it involves child sacrifices, human sacrifices, animal sacrifices, and they gain powers by doing this. And so a part of their worship includes nature, and it's all about natural forces and nature, and that's why they take everything so seriously about the natural calendar, or you may call it the pagan calendar, of the different solstices and the different phases of the moon, or different planetary alignments and all this stuff they take so seriously, because they're all about nature, and nature has no restrictions, no rules. There's no doing sinful activities. As an animal, you're not doing anything sinful. You're just living according to your instinct. So these human beings practicing this satanic religion, they are engaged in animalistic activity. It's bringing their consciousness down lower and lower and lower. And who all is involved in this? Almost most of Hollywood, and the stars and actors and actresses, and the music industry, and all different bands and different musicians, anyone famous, anyone with very influential position in the world, they have all initiated themselves into contracts with this religion. And it is a religion, so it's not exactly that they're atheists. They actually are worshiping various ghosts, evil spirits, and demons as God, worshiping them as God. So they believe in the supernatural powers. They believe in that. So it's not that they don't believe, and if they practice black magic, and black magic is very real, and they are practicing black magic on a very wide scale. And the more they do their rituals and black magic, they gain their powers. And so these evil spirits are giving them powers, and these demon spirits are giving them powers, and that's why they're so powerful. Because an atheist who doesn't believe in anything supernatural, let's just say, wouldn't be able to gain so much power to be ruling the world. How they're able to rule the world is because they're descendants of the greatest demon on earth, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, the greatest demon upon earth in the history of this planet, performed such severe austerities that he gained so much power, and he was ruling over the entire universe, not just this planet. And then his descendants, the different demons, generations after generations of demons, come down through time to the present moment we're at, which in this age of Kali Yuga, the demonic strength is very, very powerful. And so these demons are descendants of this, and they are acting in such ways as to exploit the world, to exploit the resources, to exploit Mother Nature for everything she can give to them. Because in their eyes, this planet is for them to enjoy. This planet is for them, not for the mass population of people, which they want to reduce down, but it's for their enjoyment. They want to dominate everything and have everyone be like a slave to them. And their entire religion is based around sensual enjoyment. And they take that stuff very seriously, and that's why all their symbolism is all related with sex. All their symbolism. And I'm not going to go in detail on that. But that's what they worship. And so it is very much the opposite of God worship. Very much the opposite. God worship involves self-control of the senses. Their religion involves as much sense enjoyment as possible. The most sense enjoyment. So it's the exact opposite. There are no restrictions on anything to do with the body. They want complete enjoyment of this body. Whereas if you're interested in God, worshiping God, then you have to restrict this material body from sense enjoyment. Because this body is temporary and we're eternal spirit souls. And so by giving some standard of restriction, it's a bit of austerity. And by performing this way, then one can become released from this bodily situation and this cycle of birth and death, repeated birth and death. Where do the demons go when they die? Oh, back again to the material world. They do not get liberated to the spiritual world. No, they are bound by the laws of nature. They think they are free, and yet they meet God at death. They meet God in the form of death. They think they can become immortal, and yet their bodies are destroyed at the time of death. So they are stuck. They are stuck here in the material world. And because of all their sinful activities, of all their nasty rituals and all the sick things that they do and all the hurt they cause for other living beings, all the suffering and pain all the pain and torture and killing they do of not only animals but human beings as well, all the killing that they do, they will suffer more and more. They will have to be punished by Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, the one who's in control of the punishments for those living entities who violate the laws of material nature. The laws of material nature are very stringent. These are the laws set up by the Lord himself. You cannot cause harm unto any other living entity without suffering the consequence. And these demons that are ruling this world, they are causing harm and suffering to not only thousands of other living entities, but millions of other living entities. Millions they're causing suffering to, and pain. So, by good association, by devotees of God, one can become freed from their material contamination. Material contamination is contact with this material world, but if you associate with someone who is a pure devotee of God, then you can become free from this cycle of birth and death, and you can purify your heart and your mind by cleansing the heart. Just like you bathe the external part of your body, you also bathe the inside of your body, and you cleanse the heart from all dirty things. So, that is the talk for today. So thanks for listening, everyone, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to write down below. Hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day.